The next one on our list and is our final one. I think we might have one other we're going to touch on a little bit. Troy's going to dive into that one a little bit. Is one I'm really excited about. If, like I've talked about, if he can find that light switch, I'm going to use Troy's words since they picking on me tonight about that digressing, is he could be a dog and he could be a huge factor if he can find that light switch. And that's Shamar Easter. My apologies. Trevor, I'm going to kick it to you. Tell us a little bit about, what we can potentially expect from him if he can find that light switch. I mean, this was the number one overall player in the state of Arkansas coming out of his class, and he chose to go to Arkansas, right? I mean, basically every recruiting site had him listed, in the 150 nationwide, right? Ranked around in the 150 rankings there. I just totally said that wrong, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. I mean, he's got all the potential in the world. I mean, just watching his college, there's not a lot of college film out there on him, right? He comes in as a redshirt sophomore now, but I mean, his high school tape is unbelievable. I mean, he was highly sought after. He could have gone anywhere he wanted in the nation, chose Arkansas, stayed home, and now he finds himself at Carolina. Trevor, what's your thoughts on Easter?
I'm really excited about him, man. He's one of the younger guys in the room, but in terms of being that receiving threat, this dude played wide receiver. Like, he could even be a wide receiver. He needs to bulk up a little bit. And we talk about the strength and conditioning program. So, I mean, that'll be good for him. But as a receiving threat in the tight end room, I would say he's got our biggest upside there. And like you mentioned, man, he was highly recruited, number one in Arkansas as a junior in high school. He had 30 catches, 17.3 yards per catch. So he's a a lot of big play potential coming out of the tight end position. And I think he's another guy with untapped potential that Bill has saw, highly recruited, not a lot of experience, but he's prototypical tight ends, 6'5". If there's a guy that can really blossom into that number one guy, if it's not this year, maybe next year, I think Shamar is one that I'm really excited about. I know if we talk a lot about our NCAA games, and if I'm loading up, Shamar's probably going to be the guy that I'm playing with a lot, because I don't run the ball a lot, boys. I get bored running the ball, so I'm throwing it up. So Shamar's going to be my dude that I'm running with at the tight end position. But I'm really excited about him. So it's going to be a fun time to watch, and I'm curious to see how early in the year he's getting meaningful snaps, because if it's early in the year, watch out later on in the season, especially with the way these coaches can develop players. So I'm excited to see how early he's on the field for us.
Yeah, 100%, bro. If he's on the field for us and producing, or seeing a good amount of snaps and a good amount of burn early on in the year, that means the coaching staff has really seen something in him leading up to the season opener in fall camp, for them to really have faith in him that he's going to be a key contributor to our offense. The number one player coming out of Arkansas in his respective recruiting class, he was a number 10 tight end in the nation coming out of high school, a top 200 prospect. He didn't really see the field much at Arkansas, but I will tell you this. Looking back at him, there's some folks over at hogsports.com. It's a big, pretty good Arkansas football group over there. After he committed to Arkansas, this is what they had to say about him. Easter is a modern-day tight end who is used in a variety of ways. While he has a consistent size advantage in the blocking game against 4A competition, his biggest strength is as a pass catcher. His high school coach, Ashdown, often splits him out wide where he has no trouble getting off the line, outrunning defenders for chunk yardage, or using his size to his advantage in jump ball situations. He's also shown the ability to make circus-like catches look relatively easy, so his hands and concentration skills check off. Obviously, coming out of high school, I have to continue filling out for the P5 level. But a guy that just screams, and oozes with potential. Obviously didn't see the field much at Arkansas for whatever reason. But another body in that tight end room that can really, potentially make a difference for us, whether it's in that run block, whether it's in the run blocking game or spread out wide and, able to cause mismatch problems for, corners that like to, guard the hash mark or linebackers that, are tasked with guarding him. He's 6'5", 228. So he's got some size on him. Definitely, be anxious to see how he feels out and bulks up with the strength and conditioning staff. But definitely a guy that when you look at this tight end room that was heavily depleted coming out of last year or going into this year, he's definitely a guy that you like to have. You like the potential. You like the upside from him going into the future. And certainly somebody that I'll be keeping my eyes on this year to see just what kind of role he plays in our offense and how they use him. I will say this, I wanted to chime in on this in our last breakdown of Owens, but this staff has done, and we'll see how these guys pan out. But I mentioned, bringing in bodies to the tight end room and filling that room out. The staff, I feel like, has done a really solid job of identifying, needs at positions and going out and finding those guys, whether they're guys that are from the FCS level like Jordan Owens or guys that just haven't really seen the field much at the SEC level. You've got guys in here that obviously this staff has seen something in to lure them and bring them into Chapel Hill. Be super anxious to see how these guys are used. At what, what kind of clip they're used, how much production that they have, and what kind of playing time that they do get, and just what kind of rotation there is. But kudos to the staff for sitting down, breaking down the positions that need the most attention, and going out there and getting guys that they feel can come in and make some impact, whether it's now or, next season or later on down the line. We can't have this live stream and one of us not say, hats off and give a pat on the back to the staff for identifying the need for the tight end room. Cause it's been a position, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's been a position that Carolina fans have gotten used to being and seeing them be staples in our offense. So super excited for this group. I think it screams potential.
Hey, Tar Pit crew. Thanks for tuning in today. You just heard a clip from a recent episode where we broke down one of the key position groups. If this episode hit the mark, do us a favor, like it, drop a comment, and share it with a friend. That kind of support keeps the podcast rolling. You can catch full episodes of the Tar Pit Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Don't forget to follow and subscribe today. The Tar Pit Podcast is proudly powered by Untapped Sports Network. Thanks for listening, and as always, go Heels.